My name is Gordon Awandare. I am an associate professor of biochemistry at the Department of Biochemistry, Cell and Molecular Biology at the University of Ghana. I'm also the director of the West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, which is a center of excellence for higher education. And we are a center that was founded through funding from the World Bank African Centers of Excellence program. And then we have been supported by the Deltas Africa program, which was funded by the Wellcome Trust and coordinated by ISA and the African Academy. I did my PhD at the University of Pittsburgh. Then after that, I did a postdoc at the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research in Silver Spring. And in 2010, I packed my bags and I came back home to Ghana to start my independent career here. And basically, the motivation for coming home was that I thought that the skills that I had were much more needed here than where I was. In the US, I was just one of millions of postdocs doing daily routine research. But I felt that if I came home here with the skills that I had, with the ideas that I had, we could set up a system where other students could have the opportunity of the training that I got in the US, but without having to go to the US. The whole vision about the center was really derived out of the dreams of a few young and energetic scientists in the Department of Biochemistry and our collaborators from the American Society for Cell Biology. We used to run some workshops for African scientists on cell biology and molecular biology. And these workshops became so popular that every year we had a lot of students coming from across Africa to participate in these workshops. And the satisfaction that the students drew from these workshops gave us the impetus to try to provide this type of training on a more permanent basis. So that's where this whole idea of having a center came about, and we started talking about it. The problem was the funding. How do you make this type of thing happen? And then the World Bank came along with the African Center of Excellence, and we thought that it was a perfect vehicle for the type of work that we're trying to do. So I organized my colleagues here, and we put together a proposal to establish WACCBIP, really. And the idea was to provide world-class training in cell and molecular biology to young scientists. But using this as a tool to do research into infectious diseases, diseases that are common in Africa. What distinguishes us from other research institutes is that we are in the business of using research as a vehicle to train, and not just doing research alone. We have a degree program. We have a graduate degree program which awards master's and PhD degrees, and we also have a postdoc program. And we drive all this through the research. So we have a research program which supports various faculty to do various research projects. So we started off doing infectious diseases mainly. So we're doing a lot of pathogen biology, looking at viruses, rotaviruses, HIV virus, looking at malaria parasites, trypanosomes, looking at mycobacteria. These are the bacteria that cause TB and borreliosis and things like that. With the Deltas project, we got the opportunity to start to introduce human genetics, but all this at the molecular level. Our focus is always doing work at the molecular level. So we started to do human genetics, trying to look at what are some of the genetic markers of the risk of disease, both infectious disease and non-communicable diseases. So we have people even looking at diseases as different from malaria, as autism, or hearing impairment. So far, we've given fellowships to 110 African students for master's, PhD, and postdoc. All these people, there's no guarantee that they would have had a master's or a PhD or a postdoc position without the opportunities that WACCBIP gave. We're creating a pool of scientists who have high quality training, who have the exposure and the connections that they need to then proceed to have an independent career and then also impact people around their surroundings. In the bigger picture, we are reducing the brain drain. And in fact, we are achieving some brain repatriation because some of our postdocs trained outside and they came home because they had the opportunity of a postdoc in WACCBIP. They could have gone for a postdoc in the USA or in England or Germany or somewhere else because these are brilliant young guys. Basically, the environment that we provide it sort of provides the assurance that when they come home, they can get the quality of science that they want to do, that they can have a good wage, a good salary that they can live on, and their careers can go on without all the problems that are usually associated with African science. So far, we have brought home four Ghanaian students, or 4 African students, let me say, 4 African scientists who otherwise may have been somewhere else. They finished their PhD, they heard about WACCBIP, they applied to WACCBIP, and the WACCBIP fellowship gave them a landing, sort of a landing spot for them to come and fit back into the system. So, it doesn't get better than that. This is how we stop the brain drain and even start to reverse it.